competition is coming up, and we've been working for the past 3 months on our robot. Members have put in over 1,600 hours total, not including Dr. Hannah's hours. And if you want to come see it, we're going to be showing it off tomorrow at lunch in the design shop.
Also, anyone who hasn't gotten in their permission slip for the competition, please give it to one of us soon.
Thank you.
So the Big Sur Marathon is coming up on April 30th, and as you may know, York always organizes an aid station for the marathon. So we're currently looking for people who are interested in either running the aid station this year or being trained to run it next year. It can be a service learning project, and the only requirement is that you volunteered with us at least 1 year before. If you're interested in being a part of the aid station but not necessarily running it, just keep April 30th free and we'll have more information soon. Thank you.
Okay, if you're in track and you have your track stuff, please dress in it and go up to the vans. Before we leave, we're taking our team photo, our jerseys. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Laura. Your red thing. And then if you don't have one, don't worry. Mr. Peters will have them for you to change it.
I bet most of you guys don't know anything about Israel and Palestine, so if you want to learn more, or if you just like free cookies, you should come to room 3 at lunch.
Yeah, so room 3 today at lunch, free cookies.
And then also Q&A, if you're going to the thing on Saturday, there's a meeting in Mr. Daniels' room at lunch about that.
Just a friendly reminder, please get your donations in for Rice Plus. It's a really great cause. We're raising money to buy rice and beans for needy people around Monterey County who can't get to the food bank. And we're still trying to raise around $500, and we're collecting money. You can either hand it to me or put it in the bin in the front office, or some PATH groups are collecting it within their groups. If you are part of a PATH group who is collecting it, if you could put a sticky note with like how much you've raised within your group in the bin in the front office, or give it to me, that would be great so we can get an estimate about how much we've raised. Thanks.
So, track team has a meet. Where and when?
Stevenson. The vans will leave at 2:30. So please get out of your classes 5 minutes before if you are on the team.
And also, so you should all totally come to the Stevenson meet and watch us crush them. And it's on Thursday, as usual. That was a
Ask
pretty.
your teachers before you...
Oh yeah, ask your teachers before you leave.
That's a good idea. Come out and watch us beat them. Announcements. And today's new day, yes. So tomorrow, F Day, room 3, we're gonna have a quiz bowl. It's gonna be awesome again. I think everyone enjoyed it last time with our questions about Kim Kardashian. And then on and then on Friday, oh my gosh, on G Day, Thursday, there'll be a JSA meeting where we already have a debate about cell phones in schools, as well as Dan Hess is visiting.
No, April 10th now. Sorry, whoa.
Okay, I'm very sad.
Okay, you're up.
I became aware of the existence of competition when I entered elementary school. After I spent 3 years chasing around with other kids on the playground of the kindergarten, my parents brought me to another bigger school where teachers started giving homework and tests. At my age of 7, I was excited for everything new in this new place. New people, new subjects, new homework, and new tests. I tried everything almost as hard as possible because I've never experienced them before. As the result of all the hard work I spent on, I achieved the best grade on my test in the class. Then I realized how much grades matter in my elementary school in my country. It brought me from an obscure boy to a somewhat popular person in the class. My classmates would come surround me, ask me how to do their problems. I also had some small privileges too, something like having less homework to do or having more free time to do the things that I want. I was enjoying being a good student, satisfying my teachers and parents' expectations. I had kept my good student figure until I entered the middle school. There's always a time when you feel tired of working and studying and find something else fun to do. As a 13-year-old teenage boy, there are always many things more interesting than studying and tests. Sports, video games, and hanging out with friends after school. By having all these attractive things, I spent almost no time on studying. At the beginning of 6th grade, I could still keep my grade up at the top of the class, but soon it dropped to normal. But competing in middle school is much more intense because the grades you have here decides which high school you go in my country, which matters a lot more than elementary school's grade. I was still enjoying being a good student, except for I realized I couldn't make my parents' requirements anymore. I tried hard to build a good student image, again, in front of my parents, doing things such as hiding my bad grades away from them and only showing them the good one. I kind of succeeded, but keeping up with the lights was adding extremely heavy stress on me. Soon I gave up doing this and showed all my grades to my parents. It turned out to be that my parents wasn't concerning much if I'm at the top of the class or not. What matters more, we're never the best grade. I realized that since the beginning, my parents never asked me to be at the top of the class. Studying is one important thing of the school, but to have the best school life, there are always many more things to pay attention than studying and tests.
Yesterday, Emma Cushing went up with her family to the CCS banquet because in addition to winning the MTAL Scholar Athlete for the entire league as the finest scholar athlete of 16 schools, yesterday she won the CCS Scholar Athlete out of 137 high schools in our area.
Great to celebrate student achievement. There's nothing makes us happier than when students are recognized for being scholars and athletes, for being true sportsmen and women, and being the kind of human beings that we all hope that you are in the process of becoming. So congratulations to Emma. I want to say a quick word of thanks and then maybe just a little explanation. The thank you is to all of you who contributed to the success of the York Auction Gala on Saturday night. A lot of faculty members participating, offering some things to be auctioned, but most importantly, a whole bunch of student volunteers. So I'd like to just say thank you. If you were volunteering at the Auction Gala Saturday night, please stand up. About what is really significant about this. First, I had people coming up to me all night, both longtime members of the York community, but also some folks who were new, we'll talk about that in a second, saying, I met a couple of your students coming in. You know, how impressive, how poised, how friendly, et cetera, et cetera. And they said those kinds of things that we value about our community, about your being confident, you're being welcoming, you're reflecting the values of the school, and that was terrific. So I know most of you at least realize that the Auction Gala is a fundraising activity, and maybe you understand all that and maybe you don't understand it, but here's a simple message about it. We consider that the most important stuff that happens at York School to be this, to be what goes on when we're together, to be what goes on in the classroom, to be what you do in your activities and your sports and in your robotics teams and all those things. But these things don't happen if those fundraising things don't happen. Because then there wouldn't be a robotics team. There wouldn't be those red things that you're going to wear for the track pictures. There wouldn't be the scholarships that many people enjoy. So there's a balance there between having to do those kinds of fundraising and be able to do the kinds of things that we want to do for you and for the York program. So if you'd ever like to talk about that a little bit, if you ever like to know a little more about how all that works, happy to share it with you. But there's an even higher value. We don't do that auction gala just for the sake of the money we raise. It's a community building event. There are people in the room, students, faculty, trustees, parents, and at a lot of the tables there's some new folks. There are people who might be friends of some of your parents or trustees who are being introduced to the school via the event. You know, they get a nice dinner, they get to talk at the table, they get to meet you when they come in. And that community building is at least as important, if not more important, than the actual targeted purpose of the evening. Bishop Mary spoke, I thought, quite eloquently and effectively about this very thing yesterday. We practice being a community. It's not something we just snap our fingers and it happens. It's not something that happens by accident. We talk to you all the time about how it's an intentional effort. You have to live out the values on campus and in your activities that strengthen our community, and you have to practice that. And events like the Auction Gala are part of that practice. And when it's good for the community, when people walk out of the room feeling good about York, all kinds of good things happen for you and for all of us later. So to those of you who made such an effort to make that a success, and for everything that you do, whether it's in athletics or robotics, in the classroom or whatever, that builds that community we prize so much. Thank you.
Saturday, April 29th, the York School Code and Design class is going to go up to the Santa Cruz Maker Faire to present their work. And just to give you a quick sample, a group of students are working on building a retro arcade game powered by Raspberry Pi. Another group is building an interactive art exhibit powered by Arduino, and then another student is creating a therapeutic warming headband powered by one of those cell phone chargers that you all have in your pockets. So if you're interested in checking that out, come on up to Santa Cruz Maker Faire, search for it. Thanks.
Really quickly, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in learning to run the Big Sur Marathon aid station, then talk to Maddie Sharp, Isabel Sharp, Miss Sanford, or to me.
Also, don't forget to watch the talent show this Friday at 7. With that, good luck.